Hey,
What's going on?
How's it
Good
going?
good morning, good afternoon to everybody in the Sharbi world. And we are here today with we decided it's pronounced Aeon, right? That's how I say it.
That's right, yes.
Okay, good. Always a plus. So we're here with Aeon AI. They agreed to jump on with us and do a little interview and get up to speed with some of their stuff. If you've never watched one of these before, we are Sharbi. We are the #1 meme coin on Shibarium, but we're also much more than that. We are on the Ethereum chain and the Arbitrum chain as well. We are in the process of finishing building a bridge, and we are the founders of Shibarium University. And anything else? We are paid to hold. So if you hold Sharbi, you get paid rewards every time somebody else buys, pretty much. Yeah, there's like a million other things, but
yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to take the whole space, or are we
no,
just gonna?
this is Aeon AI's interview. So, but I always feel like sometimes I do these interviews and I don't ever even like say who we are. So I feel like there should be some of that. If you stick around, we're going to do a couple of giveaways at some point here. So definitely stay tuned. We'll be giving away some Sharbi for people who stay engaged and things like that. But yeah, this is Peter. And Peter, how are you doing, sir?
Good, thank you.
Right on.
So I kind of met you a little bit and talked a little bit on the spaces with you with Dave from Cryptic. And I know Dave loves you guys and loves your project, and so I've kind of become aware of Aeon in that way. And I have definitely seen the raid bots or the AI raid bots around in some of the projects, and really putting out a lot of good stuff. So excited to kind of talk about it and talk about the tech behind it, and kind of dive in.
Yeah, it would be my pleasure. So Aeon obviously started as an idea to help people and projects, especially to push their projects to the forefront on X. When Elon Musk took over, it became like a big thing to get rid of all the bots and kind of focus X on becoming a platform that people can actually engage without having to be harassed by, a million bots. And I think they've actually done a brilliant job in making my life a hell of a lot more difficult than what it was. But it actually did kind of create an environment where, it challenged us a lot more, and also to kind of create a utility that is actually much better in pushing out content. So marketing has always been a big thing for me. The way that you portray yourself and the way that you push your project is a big thing, because people are not going to just buy some nilly-willy shit if they don't come across as a decent project. And our first utility, which is Aeon X, kind of had to do 2 or 3 different things for me, in the sense that it had to, first and foremost, push the adoption of the chain. It had to make people aware that Shibarium is live, that, there are constantly people actually out there pushing it. And what we did with Aeon X is we created this community engagement tool where people always say, but but you're not doing any marketing. So we kind of put the marketing back into the investors or the community members' hands and said, listen, guys, here's a tool for you. So if you want to market the project with us, then help us, because that's the only way that we're going to grow, exponentially. And at the same time, it had to basically, push the chain to make sure that we can actually grow the chain while we are busy promoting our own project. And then obviously the third aspect of it is to get as many communities as possible to start using Aeon X, because the more hashtags, the more we trend, and the more adoption there will be for Shibarium and as a whole. I'm actually just looking at the stats now. I just want to quickly pull this up. But I think we are way over 12,000 hashtags for Shibarium in the 2 months that we're live now. Let me quickly have a look there.
12,000. That's huge. That's
So
definitely the most Shibarium tags of anyone that's kind of put out. So
yeah, so we're just under 12,500 hashtags now that's been pushed out.
Are you able to see like the number of views that have been gotten by those tweets as well, or?
So basically, the way that I can actually send this on to you. Unfortunately, I'm on my phone now, so I can't screen share this. But the way that the raid bot works is that, or not really a bot, the platform is that it scrapes a bunch of influencers. Now I've got about 230 odd active influencers at the moment that we target, and this list constantly changes and grows depending on how the influencers actually perform. So we've got about, like I said, about 230 now. The idea is by the middle of next year to push it up to 1,000 influencers across the entire Twitter space that we can target. And I can basically, what I can see on my side in terms of data that we collect is how many tweets we've actually harvested from these influencers to actually reply to. I can see how many people across the chain has actually interacted with the raid bot, which at the moment is sitting at 341.
Okay.
So 341 people across the Shibarium projects has actually used this raid bot, and then obviously the amount of comments that we've replied to, which is just under 12,500 now. And yes, I think obviously there's a hell of a lot of room for improvement, and as the chain grows, I definitely think that we'll start seeing a bit more adoption as people wanting to ride the hype and get their projects out there. Version 2, we've been working on non-stop now. I'm hoping to drop that probably mid to end of January. And that's an entirely different kettle of fish. We've kind of learned a lot from what we've done now, and also kind of made notes the whole time on how to improve it and how to make it better. But I think in terms of community engagement, it's probably one of the better raid tools out there. It doesn't lock the chats, it doesn't spam the chats. It's pretty straightforward and neat. It pins a message, people go, they create their little FOMO replies. Like a minute later, it deletes it, and we carry on with our lives. That happens once an hour. So we can ramp it up and do it like once every 30 minutes, but then it starts getting too much for the projects. People like to keep it less spammy, if I can put it that way, but still get the message across. And I also think like the way that we initially put it together, where you've got, instead of just rating one tweet in an hour or whatever, we actually managed to do 6. Whereas any other, if you look at Raid Shark or you look at Chatter Shield, stuff like that, it's literally one tweet at a time. We take that and we amplify that so that we can have 6 tweets, and it takes a user less than what it would take them to write their own tweet. So obviously with the AI integration, there's a lot of work that needs to be done with creating a bit more of a enticing content to actually reply to the influencers with. And that basically ties into what I would probably say is our crown jewel of the utility that we've been working on now for the past 9 months, 8 months now. And that is called Surgex. Now, Surgex was initially, how can I put this? It was created as a standalone tool, both for crypto projects and for real life products and companies to use. And what that is, and I guess I'm going to give a lot of alpha here. It is
that's what we like.
Yeah, it's like a sentient army that we've created on X, and these are accounts that are built with AI. They've got their own personalities. They live and breathe. They tweet about their families. They they've got friends that they speak to on a every other day basis. They tweet about their gardens, their cars, stuff like that. And what we've done is we've built these personas to gather as much information about the current crypto market as what they possibly can. So all of these, accounts that we've created are literally scouring news sites on the daily to see what's happening. And the influencers that we are targeting specifically with this utility also became like a big thing. So what we've done now is we've had this Surgex or the personas basically catalog all the influencers from the first tweet that they've posted when they opened their account up until the latest one has been pulled into a database. It's been analyzed to understand what those influencers, tweet about, what they interact with the most, what they dislike. There's been a hell of a lot of work that went into it. And, suffice to say that when one of our Surgex accounts replies to that influencer, the chance is 99.95% that the reply will be something that influencer will immediately notice and look to, because that's what he's interacted with over the X amount of time that his account has been active. So we've tested it in real life for a couple of months with an auto parts company in the States, and we saw significant growth in their uptake on X, which was a good start for us to, kind of like start looking and seeing what can we do better, what doesn't work. And, I'm very happy to say that I think we're pretty much there. There's one or two small little niggles still with the auto scheduling of raids, but we're pretty much there. I think that the basic structure of it is solid and it's working. Unfortunately, there are some things that I will tell you guys after we're done with this that I would like you to know, because this is going to be kick-ass. I just don't want to put it out there just yet. But to give you guys an idea, I mean, for our phase 1 now, we are going to push out 20 accounts to go live. That gives us roughly on full throttle, that gives us about 60,000 tweets a day that we can push out for a project, or multiple projects. It doesn't necessarily has to be only one. Then we also, I think by most probably mid next year, we'll have all of our accounts online, which is going to be 1,000+ accounts. Whoa. And then you're looking at close to 3, maybe 4 million tweets a day that we can push out. It's absolutely mind-blowing. And I was chatting to someone earlier today, and I was explaining to them, because they own a wine farm here in Cape Town. And I was saying to them, this is what I want to do for your company. This is what the utility can do. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's only an on-chain thing. It's literally, there's a global audience that is waiting for stuff like this to actually, improve their brands. So yeah, exciting times. I'm very excited. I think we kind of timed it well with the Shibarium chain, kicking off. Us been working for the last year to get this to the point where it is now, and as soon as things kick off, then it's going to be huge.
Yeah, it sounds incredible. And kind of, I think something that catches me is obviously not just like you were saying at the end there, not just a crypto kind of business, right? Like, this is the kind of thing that's really, it's just marketing, right? But
that's the thing. I think there's marketing globally. It's such a huge industry, and I think a lot of people, and I think I might be mistaken, but I think it was one of the well-known influencers. He said that the AI stuff is just a fad, and that it's going to die down again. And I can promise you guys that what we're seeing at the moment is just the beginning. There's so much that is happening in the background. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Google Gemini, that recently just launched now. It takes things to a brand new level. I mean, I would personally say that they're better than ChatGPT 4.0. They really are better, and they give us more tools to work with. So, yeah. The imagination is literally, you can dream up whatever, and we can do it with AI. There's just no stopping it. So I think we geared well in terms of real life application as well as crypto. I mean, it's much of a muchness where you apply it. At the end of the day, you've got a project or a product, and you want to market that, and we've got the tool to do that. So, besides the community engagement that we did with our first one, Aeon X, Surgex is now going to be like our big bread and butter for the project. And the nice thing is, obviously, with Aeon is all of our utilities will generate income, and that income for the time being is going to our seed investors, and then after that is going to start buybacks and burns. And eventually, when we get to the point where the tokens are worth exponentially more than what they are now, we are going to start looking at bringing that into holder revenue share. So it's everything is gearing up to actually get the holders down to a minimum, tokens down to a minimum, and then make everyone like stupid amounts of money, because it's like it's literally what our end goal is. There's no other way to put it.
Is there? Well, so we just had somebody ask. Radar says 3 to 4 million tweets a day is insane. What is done to stop Twitter from banning the bot as spam?
That would be my question too.
Okay, so obviously the call it the 3 million tweets that we can do is spanned across 1,000 accounts, and that is literally if we push everything to the max. Now, there won't be a scenario where it's going to be one specific product that is pushed to that kind of level. So it will be spanned across,
Right.
a multitude of projects or products, whatever it is. And obviously, we won't just constantly bombard X with the same tweets over and over and over. It's literally replying to someone else. It is, it's basic interaction that you have. So it might like come across as those accounts are starting to get like super active, but because it is spanned across a multiple fields, projects, different projects, different products, real life stuff. It's like, there's no way for anyone to pinpoint that is actually a bot that's doing it.
And you've had success with the current raid platform with not getting hidden replies and stuff as well too, right?
100%, because remember, so the way that the raid platform works is that it doesn't use bot accounts. It uses the user's Twitter account, and all we do is we take an AI response and pre-populate the reply for them. So that's all that happens there. The actual users are still using their own accounts to reply. And with Twitter, the terms of service, and we work in a very small little frame within the terms and conditions of Twitter. So we make 100% sure that our users that use the raid utility will not get shadow banned. Normally, Twitter will do the shadow banning when you add external links, because they try and keep everyone in the platform, and also they try and protect their users from scam links. So as soon as your users add additional links to the thing, then it starts deducting points from their account. Stuff like, if they spam on hashtags, that's another big thing. People think that if you throw in 50 hashtags in a tweet, it's going to get noticed more. But the problem is Twitter's algorithm is actually picking that up as spam.
Right.
So then suddenly they downvote you in the algorithm. And that's why we say to the guys, look, if you want to use the utility, then use it for the way that we designed it, because that gives you, one cash tag, it gives you one hashtag, maybe sometimes two, with our case, with the Shibarium stuff. And you will not get shadow banned. I mean, my test account, my personal account, is sitting at way over 5,000 tweets on the utility, and I haven't been shadow banned once.
Nice.
So yeah, it's definitely a thing to kind of ask. But like I said, it's not a bot. It's literally we're using the people's own accounts. All we do is we pre-generate a reply for them.
With this bot, can we feed in possible memes that can get attached to the tweets, or is that something that people would have to add themselves?
Correct. So at the moment with V1, they will have to add the images or the videos themselves. With V2, we are currently looking at actually having, so let's say for instance, Sharbi decides that they want to use the raid bot. So what we'll do is we'll create our own little database for Sharbi. We'll upload the images into that database, and every single time that a user generates the replies, it will pull the image out of the database and add it into their reply already. So that will do for every single project. But unfortunately, that's still in the process of V2. Because we're changing the entire way that we use the AI to structure the replies as well, because we're using Surgex technology now to improve what we've done with Aeon X.
So with V1, any project who's watching this, they can just connect with you and they're able to run that through their own Telegram page. Is that basically how it works?
Yeah, 100%. So they can literally DM the bot, which is just aeonx._bot. Add it to their group as admin, because the bot needs to be able to pin messages, it needs to, post and then delete. And then once they do that, they can just DM the bot, go through the rigmarole and set it up themselves. I will also, anyone that is interested now, just drop me a DM or join the Aeon group, and I will give them a 7-day trial. They can run it, see if their community interacts well with it. We'll kind of like be there step by step, kind of show them what it does for them. And to be dead honest with you, like Cryptic has trended with it, ShibTech has trended with it, Swap has trended with it. Who else was there? I know that I think it was Voichi. They also used it and trended with it. Can't remember who else was there. But there's been a couple of the projects that have run it that actually did really well.
Yeah, I saw. I've seen it in ShibTech, MarsSwap, Cryptic. I'm kind of everywhere, so but I've seen it around for sure, and it is very easy to use. It is just super easy to use. Sharbi, we actually have our own raid group. We actually have a raid group of 10 members that work every day for Sharbi. But we also have, our community that raids with us as well. But I really feel like, adding this into our raid group especially is an easy win. It's something I had talked to you about, and I actually handed it over to one of our members to kind of, well, no, that wasn't loud. I handed it over to one of our members to work on, and I believe he's kind of been really busy lately, and it kind of just didn't happen yet. But we are definitely interested.
I think his account actually got deleted.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I tried to message him and follow up, but the user doesn't exist anymore. Unless he banned me. I don't know.
Well, I'll follow up with you. What's the so on the V2, what's your time frame that you're looking at for a release for that to actually start being available to?
So at the moment, obviously our main focus is now to finish Surgex, which I'm hoping will be within the next, call it 2-3 weeks. And V2 will basically just be a follow-up from that. So we're aiming pretty much towards, let's call it worst case scenario, end of January, where we'll have V2 up and running with all the changes that need to be made, because most of that tech is coming from, Surgex anyway. So it's just going to be amalgamating the two and making sure that everything is checking out.
And is there gonna, or what is the cost to a project for that, and is it going to increase with search?
So okay, we haven't really figured out the total cost yet, because there's so many factors to take into consideration for Surgex itself. Aeon X, however, at the moment I think it's about 200 bone per week.
Okay.
So phenomenal. sorry, yeah, it's 200 bone per week, and then 700 a month, and then basically 6,500 bone for the year.
Okay.
So obviously, with bone, you being as cheap as it is, it's kind of at a discount at the moment. But I think, once bone starts going up, we are going to cap it in a dollar value.
Okay.
Because I mean, you can imagine if we charge 200 bone and bone is sitting at $200 a bone, it's just not going to fly. So yeah, I think initially we were like, thinking, okay, bone is going to stay at roughly $1 price, and that's kind of what we were aiming at. But obviously, with all the burns and everything happening, I don't see that happening or staying like that for very long.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. We're definitely bullish on bone. In fact, it's why we're on Shibarium. I think there's a lot of reasons to be there, but the fact that bone as the gas token being where it's at, it just has exponential growth opportunity for the whole chain. So
yeah, I've been stocking up big.
Yeah,
big.
Nice.
Like everyone in my family is getting bone for Christmas. They just don't know it yet.
All mine are getting Sharbi, but I have one boy that bought $100 worth of Sharbi, and he says, "How much would it take for me to have like 3 million?" I was like, "Oh man." It's kind of a constant ask of like, all right, so when can I sell it and make money?
That's always the question.
We want to know too.
I was gonna say, I haven't figured that part out yet.
Pay to hold. Tell your kid to pay to hold. He better not sell. Tell him not to dump on me.
Yeah, so actually, I've got some other exciting news. So we've been kind of moaning about the fact that it's so difficult to find projects on the chain, where there's obviously Marswap, there's Chewy, so it's always like a rigmarole to try and find someone. And we decided to do our own version of Linktree for the Shibarium chain. So we called it Shib Tags, and I think we're pretty much going to take it live tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah, the payment integration actually went through today. I'm just waiting for crypto.com to approve my merchant account, and then we can go live. And that literally allows people to, make their own V card downloadable, Shib tags, and they can share that on wherever they want to. Nice and quick one-off cost. It doesn't no monthlies, and I mean the packages that we've done now. So there's like a once-off $20 one, which allows you like a fairly decent, profile where you can share most of everything that you've got. And then we've got a pro plan, which is literally like it allows you to track your, it's got analytics, it's got custom URLs. There's a lot of stuff that we can do with that. And then we've got a master plan, which basically allows everything and everyone, multiple projects that you can run. So for instance, with you guys, you can have one for Sharbi, you can have one for the university, you can have one for, if you guys bring out a future NFT collection or whatever, there's scope for you guys to do more than just one block. So that's going live tomorrow. More hoping, but it should go live tomorrow. Yeah.
That I believe we are going to be subscribing to. Just so you know, that I actually that last space, that one is one that I've been wanting, something like that for a while, and yeah, I think that's an easy sell, even if I have to pay out of pocket.
It is, and I was actually like quite astounded what we've managed to achieve with that, because now like QR builders, everything is now built in, and I'm actually in talks at the moment to actually get NFC tags made. So that's going to be our V2 rollout, where if you order your Shib tag, you pay an extra $5 and you'll get shipped a free little NFC tag. So obviously for projects we can do big orders, 500 or 1,000 or whatever the case may be. But then literally people swipe that tag and all of the project or personal information, whatever you want to change it to on ship tags will be on there.
Wow.
So yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff.
Wow.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Do you have the chart?
Do I have what chart?
The Aeon AI chart. Can you pull it up?
Did you send it to me? Where am I looking at this chart?
Oh, just on Dex Tools or.
I think
you mean like
has actually been down, eh?
Give me a moment.
Yeah, Dex Tools has been having some issues with their RPC. So it hasn't updated anything yet. Since when was it? I think since Saturday. Dex Screener now is working.
Yeah, you're right. What's working? Oh, Dex Screener.
Yeah, Dex Screener is working. Yeah.
Radar did ask, do you have different package levels for the raid bots, or is it just a one price fits all?
So with which one now with Aeon X?
Yeah, I think more for the Surgex that's coming.
Oh yes, so Surgex will definitely have, because it's such a involved utility. There are different packages that we will be using. So the thing is, we want everyone to be able to use it.
Yeah.
So we wanted to kind of reflect that to the users, whether you want to use it personally or as a project. We need to be able to kind of give people what they want. So if you want to do 1,000 tweets or you want to do 1,000,000 tweets, it's really up to you. Okay. But yes, there definitely will be packages.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what you wanted, yeah.
Yeah, the reason I wanted to pull up the chart is I wanted to really just show just how undervalued this is.
That's what I was gonna say.
I feel like, and especially was right before I think some of these investments were that cryptic investment, right?
That's right. Yes.
But those investments, I mean, really, you're looking at a market cap for this kind of technology that just you won't find on any other chain. So like you look at the growth potential of the chain, the growth potential of Bone, the quality of the content and the AI bots that they're working on. It's a pretty easy sell in my mind. I just want to like like it's silly to me like that projects like this are not getting as much notice because we're on Shibarium right now, right?
Yeah.
So obviously everyone has got their 2 cents about it, and I was saying to Dave the other day that I'm actually so happy that it played out the way that it did.
Me too.
Because it's actually allowed us to kind of like soft start, if you want to put it that way. Yep. Fine tune what we need to fine tune, make sure that everything is locked and loaded. By the time that the chain starts really kicking off, then we can actually sit back and just do sales. So then I don't have to worry about the development side of it anymore. So yeah, it's been I mean, we started off on $33,000 market cap when we launched, and then I think it spiked up to close to 100, and then it kind of like sat there for, I think it was close to a day or two, and nobody was selling. So I was saying to Dave, I'm actually thinking the chart's like the contract's broken because no one can sell. But we had to do like 2 or 3 like little sells to kind of figure out, is it actually working? And then we kind of tanked down. We were ambling at about 50, roughly about 50, 60,000. And then it kind of like dropped down a bit to 40, and then it started picking up again. So yeah, it's been an entertaining ride. I'm not going to lie.
This is definitely one of those interviews. I already own some Aeon. I don't even know when I bought it. I think shortly after you launched, maybe, and forgotten about it a little bit. But I'm gonna buy more. It's always nice when I'm pretty impressed. So not financial advice. Hero wasn't giving financial advice either, even though it sounded like he was. He didn't really.
That's right. That's right.
But I'm impressed with what you guys are doing, and I like that it's got application pretty much for almost any kind of business at this point. Is there a thought in your mind of implementing things outside of X at some point and doing these things on other kind of platforms as far as social media and stuff like that
Yes,
goes?
yes. So obviously we've got another utility called Infinity. Now, Infinity is literally like a booster service for your socials. Now that works on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and obviously X. So what you do is you literally DM the bot and you throw your money at it, and it literally just like throws you likes, retweets, views, that kind of stuff. Um, that we basically, because at one stage that thing was actually giving comments as well, which I didn't like. So we've now kind of like cut out the comments, and it's purely just a boosting service. So you kind of pay the button, you get 1,000 likes, or you get 5 hours view time on your YouTube video or whatever it is. And then obviously we've got a volume bot that we have been working on now for the last 4 months. But when I say volume bot, it is something that has grown from a simple volume bot to something that is absolutely mind blowing. It's kind of one of those things, you start with something small and it's like, okay, just a quick thing, and it's just enough to like, kind of be a utility. But then you start delving into it, and it just becomes like this huge thing where now the gas optimization has been changed so that we tip the validators. So we've moved over to a completely new protocol with that. Then we started like, okay, people don't want to see it when you use the volume bot because it looks bad in your chart. Everyone can see, okay, the bot has got 500, transactions, and it's all for like these stupid little $3, $5 buys and sells. So we've kind of implemented a completely randomized generator for both wallets and buys and sells. So on a chart, you will never see that it is actually a bot that's doing it. So yeah, there's been a lot of development in that as well. We had some issue with the integration on Shibarium because we test ran it on BSC and it's working flawlessly. So it's just a question of now sorting out the last bits to get it on Shibarium, and then we're good to go. When you see Aeon spike significantly, just know that it's actually the volume bot running, and it's not we gain popularity somewhere.
Fair warning. Could be both.
Again, it boils down to us wanting to help the chain because and projects as well. The big thing that the guys like CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko, all of them are looking for volume.
Right.
But on Shibarium, we're sitting and we're like, we're going to give you volume. That's $100 sound. So the volume butler was like literally, okay, we need to do this, and even if I have to give it away for free, for the first like 3 months, just so that we can start generating tremendous volume, because we've now got it to the point where I was able to do close to $10,000 volume in a couple of hours on BSC side, and it cost me like $80 in gas. So it's literally like, and obviously the Shibarium side's a hell of a lot cheaper. So I just need to get it online, and then we'll start running it so that I can actually have a benchmark and say, look, this is going to cost us $100. Will get you $20,000 in volume per day. And let the developers do what they want to with that. Yeah, I think that's about it from my side.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot. Really, really great. Everything sounds amazing, right? Like I mean, from doing this interview, I want to buy, and that I think that's a good sign, right?
Yeah, always.
You know, and I actually own some too. I actually bought in very low because we had been kind of talking about it. So, but I definitely feel like you know, after this interview, I would like more too. You know, Sharbi holders are definitely into like the passive revenue, the revenue share model, and that's something close to mine and Lab's hearts, I know. So.
For sure. Yeah, that definitely sells me on it too. If it's your plan to do like a revenue share model once you guys are kind of
Yeah, I definitely want to formalize it so that I can actually, you know, put it in the white paper and have it like, you know, on record. But that is kind of where we are aiming, is to, you know, kind of get the seed investment round, get them paid out and off. Then after that, start, you know, seriously burning supply. And then once we get to a level, and this is all, again, this is stuff that we discuss in our community on a you know, weekly, bi-weekly basis. If this comes up, we chat about it and put it out on a poll, and the people decide. So, you know, it's not like it's a one-sided thing from me that's like, this is what I want to do. It's all up for, you know, negotiation and whatever the community feels best with. So, you know, we'll kind of like decide. I think at the moment we're about 35 million tokens in circulating supply. I would like to actually drop that down to 5 million, because that will give you, you know, a fairly significant increase in value on what it is now. And then after that, literally all the money that comes in goes straight back to the holders.
Awesome. Have you heard of Boom Boom Capital?
No, I haven't.
Boom Boom Capital is Sharbi's investment fund. We just announced it yesterday. It's a Sharbi DAO. It's powered by Sharbi DAO, Sharbi Treasury, and we will definitely be discussing Aeon today.
So yeah, that's phenomenal.
I think so. Okay, real quick before I forget, we're supposed to do a giveaway here. I wrote it down somewhere how much I was giving away, but I don't remember.
2 times 33 million.
Okay, so I'm giving away 33 million to 2 people. And they need to subscribe to the YouTube channel and comment Aeon AI to the moon. Yeah, that sounds good. So drop the comments and we'll pick 2 of you.
May I also throw in one of the cryptic FFT?
There you go. There you go. The pot has been sweetened. So 3 winners. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel and comment Aeon AI to the moon, and we will pick somebody probably tomorrow. So it'll be people just so that it gets watched and has a chance to go through. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. Yeah, let's give it 24 hours. But it looks like we already got a couple. So
Radar says, I hate AI and I want to buy. So.
When we brought in the bad AI bot, Radar left our chat. Well, he didn't leave our chat, but he took a sabbatical for a couple of days. He didn't like it. So that's a big compliment. So yes, if you're watching on Spaces, join our YouTube. I don't know our YouTube link. I guess we'll post it. I'll post it on Spaces.
Yeah,
and you can log in and comment.
Yeah, you can just search. There's not a lot of Sharbi going on YouTube, so search Sharbi Vibes is the name of the channel. But you can drop the link too. Cool. Sorry my camera went out, by the way. I couldn't figure out, I don't know what happened, but it's been bugging me the whole time, but I don't know. Appreciate you coming on, Peter. Anything else?
Thank you, guys.
Any final thoughts? Anything else you want to share with us?
I mean, okay, so the other thing is we're obviously working closely with Dave from Cryptic. I've been an investor of his since Ethereum days, before Shibarium even went live. And there's a couple of great things happening on the browser now. We are actually chatting to integrate some of our stuff into the browser as part of like a widget or an extension on the browser. And it'll kind of like notify anyone that uses a cryptic browser that there's a new raid for them to hit for their project.
Nice.
All of this is obviously in the pipeline. Dave has just had twins, so things are. I'm cutting him a bit of slack at the moment, but I think when the new year comes around, we'll definitely start cracking on that as well. And yeah, then I think that's about it from my side.
Yeah, I think you dropped quite a bit of news there, so we appreciate it. I mean, like I said, I think that judging by the comments, everybody's pretty excited about what you're doing, and I know I am, and I'm excited about Shibarium and the growth of Shibarium and working together to grow Shibarium. And I feel like that there's so many great people like yourself, like Dave, and that are working here that really want the best for everyone. And I think that that's a mindset that's really easy to get behind.
Yeah, the community has been phenomenal. I'm not going to lie. I never kind of anticipated the what do you call it, the close knit community that we have become. Yeah. Everyone's looking out for the other person, always helping, always trying to make someone else's life a bit better, sharing tech left, right, and center. It's absolutely been phenomenal.
For sure.
And I think that's eventually what will push this chain to the absolute billions of dollars.
I agree. It's exciting.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for all of the work that you guys do as well. I mean, it's phenomenal. My son is actually on your university.
Oh, nice.
Hey, all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I sent him the links. I'm like, I don't want to see you again up until you can answer the quizzes and show me the results. So, yeah, it's been good.
Awesome. Love to hear it. Well, thank you. Thanks for taking the time, Peter. It's been really good talking to you.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, everyone.
Cool, man. Cheers.